Death at Sea by R B Knappert, also known as R B Watkinson. Early evening, late winter, but a long wait for spring yet. Everything shades of grey, weighty clouds, aged wood, restless sea, shingled beach. She crouched on the splintered dock, making herself small. Tired, so tired. Please, don't see me. Her heart thumped a shallow, erratic beat. A salt-stained shirt rode up, exposing her knobbled spine, and she wondered when she'd lost her coat. Ah, yes, they'd taken it off her before she'd entered the water. It was hard to remember. Her mind felt shattered, her name lost. She clutched at her head, burying white fingers in the coarse stubble of her hair, shorn during the rites. Her lowered guard allowed too many sights and sounds into her brain, fracturing what remained of her thoughts. She rocked back on her haunches and moaned, rocked and moaned, the small animal sounds taken by the wind whistling through buckled planks, carrying sharp sprays of salt water. Gulls squalled above her, scorning the margins of land and sea. Their cries slammed into her head like bailing spikes as they circled her, watching her every move through glass-hard eyes, flaunting cruel beaks. They flew with ease on the ice-laden wind that cut through her ragged clothing. She wiped her snot-silvered face on the back of a damp sleeve and glared at the birds. Braver for a moment, she looked around her, but the awkward movement caused her to overbalance. Catching herself, she rolled to all fours. Crabbing along the dock, she reached the uncertain shelter of piled nets and lobster pots, heaped against the sea wall. The thinning sun winked its mockery on the horizon, and she felt sudden sweat prickle her skin like nettles. She heard the slither and scrape of the creature before she saw its tentacles reach between gapping planks and inch up barnacled posts. The slap of waves against pilings tolled for her death. She knew those tentacles could deliver a brutal, slow strangulation, a bone-crushing embrace. She touched her neck, the red raised wheels that stole her voice, the seeping burns testament to how she gained release. Twice now she'd fought this god, this monster of the deeps. The ache in her heart echoed the ache in her bones. Was this truly her lot? Had she any hope of escape? History said no, but still her stubborn heart said try. Her strength all but spent, it was hard to listen to her heart. She searched the distances for any sign of hope, but the edges of the fishing village, hunkered between the narrowing cliffs of the cove well above the sea wall, were all blank windows and locked, rain-slicked doors. No sanctuary token on any lintel or sill. The community was as close to her as all others along this coast. She imagined them by their fires, eyes on the flames, no glance spared for what occurred on the narrow line between shore and land, beyond the mage-warded sea wall. Fear kept all indoors on this winter solstice, no care for the death at sea, the sacrifice for their continued security. The crack of hooves on stone warned her of the sea guard's arrival. Ah, someone had spared a glance, sent a warning she'd left the sea again. The sea guards rowed onto the thin strand beyond the beached fishing boats, eyes hard, focused on her. What was left of hope, meagre and tattered as it was, whipped away on the wind. These mages were here to ensure the blood contract was fulfilled. No choice then, no voice, no will. She stood up, faced the blackness of the sea, pictured herself enfolded in those cold arms. It was over. No will to power her words or voice to push those last syllables past her lips. She channeled the dregs of her power deep within herself, compacted it, forced it into an increasingly smaller space until it fitted within the adamantine sphere that lay hidden within her guts. The sphere thrummed, the power within singing its desire to escape, to explode, to destroy. Not part of the contract, but this blood contract with the gods was not hers. When she went, she would take the creature with her, but not all of her would end. Let the mage conclave deal with the rage of these god-monsters of the seas, with the retribution for the end of one of their own. She, though, would not end.
Thank you for watching this reading. Find more Indie Author Reading Library performances on our YouTube channel, along with our Meet the Author interviews and recordings of previous panels. Hit subscribe to get notifications for every new video. Find us at glasgow2024.org and as Glasgow in 2024 on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Check out our cool merch on redbubble.com/people/Glasgow2024/shop and consider joining by emailing volunteers at glasgow2024.org.